from Rostock, Germany. This is a special edition of Traders. I'm in my son's room because the living room's blocked off right now, but it's okay. You guys know what it is. Traders is a podcast that I've been having for a while, and I'll see if I can get my background going and make it a little bit better for you so you can see where I'm coming from. Yeah, the Trump administration is continuing to do some crazy shit, but that's normal for them. So there we go. All right. So let's go. Let's get into it. Once again, I'm Matt Fox, coming to you guys from Rostock, Germany, because this is where I live. Because I have a wife and a son here. German wife. Kid is American and German also. So we have a continuing situation with the Trump administration where um, they attacked Iran when they were in the middle of negotiations in regards to their nuclear fissile material and uranium. And since that time, the Israelis have been bombing pretty much Lebanon only because that's also one of the areas that the the Israelis want to take control of. So the whole situation has been a little bit quiet lately in regards to the bombing in Iran, and Israel has not been bombing them as well. But the thing is the Iranians are pissed. The Iranians want to be paid for the amount of damage that the Israelis and the Americans have done. Specifically, the Americans did a double tap attack on a school with 160 some odd girls in it, and so they're pissed. They're pissed, rightly so, rightly so. But this is a government that kills their own citizens, right? So I mean, it's no big loss as far as that's concerned. But you have to look at the consequences of what this is all brought on. You know what I'm saying? Gas prices are now at like the highest they've been for over last 5 years, and the Americans are feeling the pain. And today, Spirit Airlines announced their bankruptcy. They're letting go, I'm not sure how many people, but a shitload. Hey, Yuppie, thanks a lot. Give me a thumbs up. Um, yeah, so Spirit Airlines has let go a whole shitload of people, and not just that. You know what I'm saying? You're hearing a lot of companies going under. One of Home Depot's main opposition companies, they have gone under. They are going bankrupt as well. The price for things like lumber and things like that. Well, there's petroleum that is used in a lot of the stuff that is coming from over there for um, home improvement items and stuff and plastics and stuff like that. That all takes oil to reproduce. And so, therefore, since the price of oil has gone up, the price for all items is going up. And what happens then? Americans don't buy as much as they did before. And therefore, they're losing their businesses. So, they're not the only ones. They're not the only ones. Everybody is feeling the pain all around the world. There are some companies that or some countries that are rationing gas. You can only buy so many gallons or liters. In America, the average price of gas is 4.39 a gallon now. That's the highest it's been in over 4 years, and that's a national average. I'm just saying. It may be cheaper in your area, wherever you live. I'm not sure, but nevertheless, it is crazy. Really freaking crazy. And speaking of crazy, this president, I don't know what it is with this dude waking up in the middle of the night or whatever and sitting on the toilet or and posting AI pictures and all this stuff and making these statements, these long written out statements that are just as crazy as can be. Um, he posted some pictures of himself sitting in the reflection pool by the Washington Monument. Here had pictures of himself and Marco Rubio and Hegseth and Doug Burgum and some chick, and they're all supposedly sitting in the reflection pool before the Washington Monument. Um, I'm just gonna say this is not the behavior that one would expect from a president of the United States. This is crazy stuff. They had a PGA tournament at Trump's Doral golf course, and I didn't know this before, but Donald Trump actually had a golden statue of himself in front of this golf club. Like as you drive in, there's a statue of Donald Trump there, big golden statue of him. Totally freaking Kim Jong Un stuff. Really crazy. Um, but nevertheless, this PGA tournament. Hey, Mustafa, what's happening? Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. But this is like some crazy stuff. I mean, the president of the United States is putting up gold statues of himself. Now it's his property. It's his property. He can do whatever he wants to it with it. But really, it's just a nut. It's really a nut. This guy is totally out of there. The Middle Eastern country pulled out as. Yeah, listen, Trump and Live Golf, they were utilizing his golf courses over there in the Middle East, and he talked him into it. And they opened up this Live Golf. Now, Live Golf has also gone bankrupt or has filed for bankruptcy. All their golfers that they took away from the PGA tournament, they're all looking for a place to go now, and that includes a number of major names. And PGA, I don't think they're going to be trying to hear it. If I know Trump, he'll probably threaten the PGA with some sort of bullshit. But nevertheless, they had a yeah. Oh yeah. I know about the Trump coin. Yeah, I know. I don't even want to talk about that right now. Let's talk about his golf tournament. His golf tournament was the lowest capacity crowd ever for a PGA tournament. The lowest capacity crowd ever for a PGA tournament. This guy was over at some old folks area where a bunch of old folks lived over there in Florida because Florida is where people go when they want to die. And anyway, he went over there, flew over there on the helicopter over there, whatever it's called. I think it's called Army One or something like that, Marine One, and or Marine Two, and he flew over there, landed over there, and then he went and gave a speech to all these old people. And I swear to God, this dude is talking about some crazy ass stuff, and it seems like the only important things to him are the ballroom, the arch that he wants to build. Uh, he's talking about the reflection pool and how under Obama it was had a bunch of algae in it, but he's gonna make it like beautiful blue or whatever. Like that's important. How about funding Americans' health care, or how about funding SNAP for children? You know what I'm saying? But this dude is not talking about any of this stuff. He's not talking about helping any Americans. He's talking about building some stuff so he can put his name on it. And that's really annoying. It's really annoying. And for all the people that continue to, yeah, Tammy, sorry to break your heart, but that's not the way it is. Not anymore. It's now before the Congress, and they're already talking about paying for it. So you can, that's going to be coming out of your pocket too. But I already said that from the beginning. I said that from the beginning. Even though he was talking about it's going to be privately funded, it's not going to be privately funded. All right? I told you guys that over a month ago. Over a month ago. Look into my podcast before, and I'm telling you, it is not going to be paid for by any private companies. It is going to be paid for by you. All right? So, but he's talking about the ballroom, the arch, the reflection pool, and now he's got some guys in the Congress that are actually talking about him putting his face on Mount Rushmore. All right? Putting his face on Mount Rushmore. Hey, Ken, guess what? Guess what, Ken? If Trump has his way, now check this out. Are you still there? I hope you're still there. Listen up. There was a time when Volodymyr Zelensky was visiting the White House, and they were in front of the White House. And Donald Trump was standing there with Volodymyr Zelensky, and somebody mentioned something about when are you guys going to have elections over there? They were talking about Zelensky, right? And Zelensky said, "Well, I don't know. We're going to have to see how the war is going to go." And Trump looked at him, and he was like, "What do you mean you haven't had elections?" And then Zelensky says, we're in the middle of a war." And then Trump was like, it was like a light bulb came on above his head. And Trump was like, "You mean if you're in a war, you mean you can't have elections?" And so Zelensky was like, "No." So, and that's the day that Trump decided to cancel all elections. Now, he's not doing it outright. He's, number one, trying to steal the vote for the midterms, because if he loses in the midterms, if the Democrats take it, now I'm coming to you as a Republican. Remember this. I'm a Republican. All right? So if he loses the Congress, then he's out of there. And he's going to have to pull something really, really crazy. All right? So, and I know Donald Trump's behavior. I've watched the stuff that he's done for years and years. I used to live in New York. I used to live in Palm Beach. So I got a little bit of extra insight. So Trump, in his own mind, is already planning to stay in office. Why do you think he's trying to build a ballroom? He says, "My ballroom, my ballroom." He's thinking that house is going to be his house forever. All right? So I'm telling you guys, if you watch my podcast before, I've already given you the plan out. What's going to happen. Check it out. I swear to God, I'm not bullshitting you. And it's going to happen at some point soon, because if just one or two more Republicans die or resign, okay? Thanks, Ken. Appreciate you watching. All right. But if one or two more Republicans die or resign, and the Democrat, because they only got like a really thin margin, if the Democrats somehow take control of the Congress, of the House or the Senate prior to the midterms, then Trump is going to have to do some really desperate stuff. And it ain't going to be pretty. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you tonight what I think that's going to be. But let me go into a couple other things before I do that, okay? So I'm in Rostock, Germany. I'm in Germany because I have a wife and a kid here and everything. But I'm good. I'm all right. But I have family and friends in America. I love my country. I love the Dodgers. I love the Lakers. Another thing, congratulations, Lakers, for making it through the first round. Second round's going to be a bitch. I'm just saying that. Second round's going to be a bitch. Okay, so check this out. They had an interview with Dmitry Medvedev on Russian TV. And one of the reporters asked Medvedev about the relationship between America and the EU countries right now. And had he heard about Trump pulling the soldiers out of Germany? He's pulling 5,000 soldiers out of Germany. My question is, where are those soldiers going to go? That's just a question in my mind. So, but the thing is, Medvedev answered that question. He says, "Oh, well, that sounds good. We like that. We like that." You know what I'm saying? The Russians love that. The Russians love that. The Russians love the fact that Donald Trump is not helping the Ukrainians win the war. The Ukrainians have gotten smarter and learned to get along without all of the things that the Americans were giving them. So, Slava Ukraini, yeah, I'm going to say that. Glory to Ukraine, because Ukraine is fighting for democracy. You see, and America was all about democracy. But now we've got Donald Trump over there, and he wants to be a dictator. That's why he's always glazing Vladimir Putin. That's why he was talking about he was getting love letters from Kim Jong Un. Hey, come on, man. This dude is fucking nuts, for real. So, anyway, and this is why this dude is sitting on the toilet at 12 in the morning posting these freaking crazy AI pictures and writing these totally unbelievable messages on his True Social account. And the whole time this is all going on, you guys are paying out the ass for gas. Now, check this out. You guys, a lot of you think, oh, I got a big ass fucking tax refund and this and that. Hey, guess what? Your tax refund is going to be gone after you fill your tank about 10 times. All right? Think about it. And everything that you're paying for at the grocery store is also gone up. So you pay more for gas, you're paying more for groceries. If you want to do some reconstruction at your house or move some shit around and do some stuff, it's all costing more. So your refund, if you got a big refund, it ain't going to go that far. So eventually you're going to have to understand what's happening. He is gaslighting you by thinking that you're going to be so happy about your tax return that you ain't going to notice the fact that you have to pay an extra 70, 80, 50, $100 every time you fill up your car. And if you got a $9,000 refund, don't think that it's going to go that far, because it's not. I swear to God. My mom had to go to the hospital for some stuff, and she said the price that she had to pay on her, what do you call it, for the insurance, was like 5 times what it was before. There's got to be somebody that's willing to do the right thing. And I'm calling on my Republican colleagues in the Senate and in the House of Representatives to, if you have been in the Epstein class and possibly one of the people in the Epstein files, resign. Just resign. Just get the hell out while you can. So, and all my other Republican colleagues that have been blocking for Trump because they know that he's got their card, because he can put money in their campaign chest, it ain't worth it. How are you going to explain that to your daughter? How are you going to explain that to your grandkids later on when they're not going to be able to get no Social Security, when they can't send their kids to preschool because Donald Trump says, oh, that's not necessary for the government to pay for. That should be on the states. So all that money that was in these programs, the Trump administration has taken out. And if he's taken out that money for all those programs, where is that money being spent? It's not helping Americans. And that was what he said he was going to do. He was going to help ordinary Americans, but he's not. He got a big tax cut for his billionaire friends, and normal Americans are losing, and they don't realize it. His MAGA cult people are so lost that they don't even understand it. So his poll numbers are in the toilet. He knows that. That's why he's hiding all the time. So I know he goes on TV. I know he answers a few questions, but if anybody asks him a real question, what does he do? He gets an attitude. Why? Because he's got dementia. I'm telling you, that's why his hands are all bruised up, because they're sticking IVs in there, giving him these dementia drugs, trying to keep him half-ass in order. There's already been professionals that have talked about it already. Hey, Trump Bunny, what's up? Give me a thumbs up and subscribe. So anyway, in regards to the Iran war, Trump says we already won the war. We already won the war. We destroyed their navy. We destroyed their air force. Now we can do what we want, right? Well, if you can do what you want, then why isn't the Strait of Hormuz open? Why isn't the Strait of Hormuz open for business? Because if it was open for business, then you wouldn't be paying up to who knows what a gallon right now. National average, like I said, $4.39. I bet in California they're paying out the ass, probably $6 a gallon. And I'm going to tell you what, if this situation isn't cleared up soon, you're going to be paying up to $5 a gallon. $5 a gallon. Remember, I said that, all right? So, in regards to his statements that he made to all these retired people and stuff, Trump was bragging that the U.S. military was taking over freighters that were trying to access the Persian Gulf area or go through the Persian Gulf, and that they were boarding these tankers and taking everything that was on the tanker. So, and then he went on to brag that, yeah, we're like pirates now. We're like pirates. So that's the American military now. Now we're pirates. I mean, come on, man. I mean, this is it's just unbelievable. You want your kids to grow up in a safe country. You want your kids to be able to travel the world, maybe see some things, and be appreciated as an American and stuff, right? And when Americans go to other countries, they're looked at kind of stupid now, especially if they're Trump supporters. So for my daughter or for my son, I want them to look up to the president and think, ooh, I would like to be like this guy. But see, you don't want your kid to grow up to be a bully. You don't want your kid to grow up to be a narcissist. You don't want your kid to grow up and be someone who hurts other people. And that's why the first American Pope is making statements that point out the craziness that is going on in the American political system right now. That American politicians that sit in the Republican Congress are making it possible for this pedophile that's sitting in the Oval Office, and I can say that because I already know who he is. Look at the Trump Epstein files, and you will see the multitude of allegations made against Donald Trump. There is a multitude of allegations made against Trump. Many of them were not investigated because of why? Because Trump had people in the government that they were paying, who knows what, but still, all these allegations are not false. I mean, if you got 10 people saying, hey, that dude tried to rape me, you know what I'm saying? If you got 10 people saying that, I'm thinking one of them is probably for real, right? One of them, at least one. So I don't know. How is it that people are willing to accept this guy as the president of the United States. I have no idea. E. Jean Carroll is still working to get the money that Donald Trump owes her. They're taking it to the Supreme Court. I'm sure she's going to win too. I'm sure she's going to win. So the Supreme Court did some bullshit the other day. I'm think it's going to get pushed back. I think, but I mean, it's a sad state when they're trying to cut Americans out of their ability to vote. A clear and free election is what we need. And even the Republicans, such as myself, are saying, hey, that's enough. So I'm calling on my Republican colleagues, hey, you know what? Take the fucking loss. Take the fucking loss. Just do it. Resign. Do what you need to do. Just get the hell out of politics right now. Because if you've been backing Donald Trump, you've been backing a pedophile. And this dude has showed his colors in so many ways. He talked on Howard Stern about how his daughter was a piece of ass, had a nice piece of ass. He talked about how he used to go in the dressing rooms when they had the Miss Teen USA pageants and the girls would not be all dressed, but he would just walk through because he was the owner. He could do that. And about he talked with Billy Bush on the bus, talking about how he could grab him by the pussy. Come on, man. How much are you guys going to put up with? At what point are you going to say, hey, maybe we should fucking get somebody else in office? And now that he's doing all this dementia crap that he's doing, he's trying to gaslight each and every American each and every day by telling you some lies. He keeps on saying that the Iranians want to talk to him. The Iranians want to talk to him. Hey, you know what? The Iranians ain't trying to talk to him. They ain't trying to talk to him. They got the Hormuz Strait closed up, and it's causing pain all around the world. All around the world. And that's why your gas prices are going to go up and up and up. So, in regards to the Ukrainian situation, I will say this: Ukrainians have been making Putin pay, and because they've been making Putin pay by hitting him in his wallet, by blasting their oil depots one after another. I'm seeing some really wonderful pictures coming out of Russia where the Ukrainians have freaking just made a total mess of their oil facilities. So, and that's hurting him. So what does he do? He gets on a phone call with Trump and tries to talk Trump into a deal. And so that's what I'm going to get to in a second. I'm going to get to that right at the end. So, and that's the scary part. That's going to be the scary part. I'm telling you right now. So Donnie T has ruined our relationships with our allies, pulling 5,000 troops out of Germany, and strained relations with everybody in the EU. Everybody's looking at him stupid. Poland's looking at him stupid. Spain, Italy. I cannot believe he went over there. He said some stupid stuff and pissed off George Maloney. Hey, and this woman, you don't want to mess with. I think she would call him out. I think she would call him out and tell him, hey, let's go over here in this room. You fucking talk to me to my face, straight to my face. I think she would do that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he needs. He needs an ass whooping because this dude has been a rich kid from the beginning, had $1 million given to him by his dad, and has done nothing but bully people with attorneys all his life. I know because back in the 80s, the mid 80s, my manager told me about how he used to use attorneys to put little companies who did work for him out of business. So, and he's a piece of shit, for real. And the things that he does and the way he talks about women, about Quiet Piggy and this and that. He talked to Nora O'Donnell the other night. And you know what? She didn't even say his name in regards to the manifesto, what she read from the manifesto. And this dude hopped on that right away. Right away. I'm not a pedophile. I'm not a rapist. Hey, If the shoe fits, you know what I'm saying? If the shoe fits. So he already knew they were talking about him. So when she tried to give him the opportunity to back out of his statement and say, hey, you know what? Did you think they were talking about you? He got rude with her because that's who he is. That's that dementia kicking in on his ass. So, ruined relations with the EU. And in regards to Spirit Airlines, they're gone underground, bankrupt because jet prices, jet fuel skyrocketed. And that's why many, many airlines have canceled hundreds of certain flights that they had before. They canceled them. They canceled them. They don't even have them anymore. Like if you wanted to fly from India to LA or whatever, they're not even doing them anymore. I mean, it's just crazy. So there's some other people that are laying off people, but I wanted to say one more thing that Sean Duffy, the transportation secretary, and Trump are now blaming the Biden administration for Spirit Airlines going out of business. That's not the truth. The truth is the jet fuel prices, and that's it. Because they brought it up to him. They brought it up to Trump, and he can't do anything about it. So, the Daily Wire, they used to do a lot of stuff, reporting on a lot of the right wing stuff for Trump and all that stuff. They're laying off a shitload of people because they are looking stupid. MAGA people are putting their hats in the fire right now because they know that Trump has lost it. He has lost the battle for Americans making money, coming up, helping Americans. No, he's not. He's hurting American society in a bad way. So the economy, the corruption, the gaslighting, the gas prices, everything is just too much, and people are upset. People are upset, and they got every reason to be. Every reason to be upset. So, job numbers just came out. They are very, very bad. Very, very bad. I'm sorry, my friends in America. You guys, it's not going to get better. It's not going to get better. So now I'm going to break down what I was really freaking wanting to tell you. Donald Trump is talking to Vladimir Putin. And it is my concern, and I'm really a little bit worried that Donald Trump is going to pull a really bad move to hurt the Ukrainian people. And I fear that that is going to be what's going to happen. I'm going to be watching in the next couple of days because he said something about it's going to be a couple of days. So I'm thinking that Vladimir Putin has talked to Trump because he's doing so bad over there. His poll numbers are, I mean, they really don't have poll numbers over there, but I mean, his public is about ready to rise up on this dude, right? Over there. They ought to just, go ahead and take him out. But then who's going to take his place? That's the question. Because when you have an authoritarian leader, you got to have somebody that's going to be able to take their place. So when Donnie T ends up croaking, you know what I'm saying? He would probably try to install his son as his predecessor or as the guy who's going to take over after him. Sorry about that. But nevertheless, it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty. And if Trump goes and helps Putin, it's not going to be a pretty picture. And I'm not sure how NATO countries are going to respond. Um, I'm calling on all NATO countries, people in Germany, people in Spain, people in Italy, in France, and everybody who's in the NATO organization. Please, please, please watch the Ukrainian situation. I hope that Donald Trump is not going to be sharing top secret information with Putin, but I wouldn't put it past him. I really would not put it past him, and I'm scared. I'm scared for them. All right, so wait. Somebody said what? How the hell does this look like he's in mid 40s? Who looks like they're in the mid 40s? I'm not in my. I'm 62. I'm an old dude. I'll be 63 this year. All right, listen. I'm tired. My allergies are kicking in. I got I gotta hit the sack. I was on the beach today out there kicking it. Had a wonderful day. I hope you guys had a wonderful day wherever you're at. Listen, I'm Matt Fox. I'm sitting in Rostock, Germany. I'm coming to you. I am an American. I am a Republican as well. And it pains me to have to talk about the Republican Party the way I do now. I'm still a Republican. I'm looking for the GOP to get their shit together and to purge themselves of the MAGA cult. Um, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know how it's going to happen. I'm keeping an eye on this each and every day. And what do you think if Trump helps Putin with Ukraine? Yeah, well, yeah. You know what? Yeah, no, I don't think that's going to make a difference anyway. Um, Listen, if Trump didn't follow Bibi's lead and attack Iran as they were negotiating at that time, then the Straits of Hormuz would still be open. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's kind of stupid. You know what I'm saying? They went and bombed Iran. What was that, like 10 a year ago, and said, "Oh, they're Ukraine, the uranium is totally obliterated. Their nuclear facilities are totally obliterated." And then they come to you guys, what, 2.5 months ago and say, "Oh, they were going to have a bomb in 2 weeks." Come on, man. You said their shit was totally obliterated like 12 months ago, and now you come to the American people and say they were going to have a bomb in 2 weeks. And then the other day, Adam Mockler, who clowned the shit out of Scott Jennings, I just want to say, Adam Mockler, hey, you got a thumbs up from me, bro. Fucking Scott Jennings went off like a straight up pussy over there. Oh, get your fucking hand out of my face. Yeah, hey, you freaking prick. Hey, but anyway, what I want to say is he even pointed out to them that the uranium is buried under, they said it was buried under the ground, under the mountains. So if it's buried under the mountains, how in the fuck are they going to have a nuclear weapon in 2 weeks? Come on, man. They're lying to you. They're lying to you, the American public. They're lying to each and every one of you. And now you're paying out the ass for gas. Come on, man. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe, it doesn't cost anything. I'm coming back tomorrow, and we're going to talk about some serious shit. All right? I hope that Donald Trump doesn't do no stupid shit, but I'm certain he will. But in regards to the Ukrainian situation, I hope it doesn't have to do with that, because I'll tell you what, as I watched the pictures from Bucha, uh, back then, it just really broke my heart that these dudes were just shot down on the streets. They're not even freaking soldiers, and these guys were shot down from shot in the back. A guy, old man riding his bike on the street gets shot. I mean, these are freaking straight up barbarian pieces of crap, and they need to all go back to their side of the border and stay on that side. So, and that's what I want for Ukraine. I want some freedom for their people to do their thing. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm going to go start doing my thing, which means taking a shower and getting me some rest. Listen, guys, I got a family, and if you got a family, don't forget to let them know that you love them, all right? Let them know that you love them, because you never know when this day might be your last, all right? Wherever you're at in the world, I hope you're doing okay. I love you. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want. You can donate if you want. Whatever. It's on you. Appreciate you watching. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm Matt Fox, and this was Traitors.